Okay, so we're gonna call the meeting to order at 6:32. First order of business is to review and make any changes to the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda, additions or deletions?
No.
Great. Second up is the approval of the minutes for 116 and 130. I couldn't figure out why you hadn't approved the minutes for 116. We didn't meet on the 16th.
No, because I looked on the web, I said, I don't play any minutes.
No, so we won't have to do that. So the only minutes to approve are the minutes from the last meeting, which is the special meeting on the 30th.
Yep.
Mark did point out that the minutes didn't reflect who was there, so I do have an amendment here to add participants, which were myself, Mark, Suzanne, Leanne, Emily was via Zoom, we had Larry Jarvis in the room, Suzanne, Scott, Larry, and Carissa were via Zoom.
Okay,
I think I got everybody.
yeah.
So,
Was Sue Wilson? Did you say her?
yep,
Okay.
that's Sue, yep. So if there is a
Was
motion,
Anita with Larry?
what's that?
Anita with Larry, do we know?
Hey Larry, was your better half with you at the last meeting? Should I include her in the minutes? Yeah, okay. And we're stuck looking at you the entire time.
He'd look much better with a sash on.
I know your sash is on back order. So is it,
Supply chain.
yeah, supply chain. Those chips that they're gonna put
I'll
in
make a
there.
motion to approve the minutes from 1:30.
Suzanne, motion to approve as amended,
I'll second, as amended.
seconded by Emily. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great, motion carries. Public Works, only item on the agenda tonight is just the paperwork for the town highway grant programs.
Yeah,
So some of this, I think, needs to get filled out more explicitly around like the applications.
what it is, they have to be done by April 19th.
Yep.
And then that TA 60 form have to be done after town meeting, because you have to have numbers off your budget to put in that form.
Oh, okay, so I was gonna
Yeah.
approve this.
Huh?
I was gonna approve it tonight, okay.
No.
So we actually need numbers to go.
Let me, yeah. Yeah.
Pass to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. That goes
Yeah.
with TA 60,
Yes.
okay.
We have to put numbers in here, but we have to have an approved budget for the numbers.
So this needs
So I'll
to
fill that all out.
be tabled till
After-
after
Town meeting?
Yes, and then there's two other grants. One is structures and one's for paving, for class 2 roads. So what we're doing is we're applying for Fuller Bridge Road. I'm gonna apply for changing the culvert, it's a box culvert down by the yellow house, right at the bottom, Pudvars.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna apply for that for structures, and I think there's up to 175,000. And what it is a revolving fund. Last time we did it for 58, for the culvert there and then paving.
Okay,
So we should be almost up due for more money.
okay,
And then I'm gonna apply for paving for Fuller Bridge. I think it's up to 175,000, but a lot of this won't happen until 2025. But we'll get the applications in so that we're in the process.
okay.
So I'm working on filling those out now, and then they're due by April 19th. So,
Cool.
because they've always told me just to get your paperwork in, and then even if you're not planning on doing it, because it just shows the need.
Mhm.
So then it gets you in the ranking. So.
Yep.
And
Okay.
Fuller Bridge is going to take a couple grants to pay that. And then I can't remember how much it's going to be. But we need to get on it now before it gets too bad.
Right.
And there is some culverts to change on the upper end of Fuller Bridge, but those we probably can do ourselves. And then we'll do those before we get ready to pay, like a year before, so they have time to settle down. So.
Okay. So if we table this until our March 20th meeting, which would be the first meeting after town meeting day, that gives us enough time.
Yeah,
So, okay.
yeah, I can get the numbers in.
Cool.
Do that. Yeah.
Great. Anything else around public works? Just,
Did we order signs for the class 4 roads
I've got.
denoting
I did talk
winter?
to Liz and get those.
get those ordered, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because Amy Godfrey called me today. Somebody else got stuck up there.
On our road or her?
Well,
road?
what's happening is
It's not road, it's just-
Gabriella's got the Airbnb.
Yeah,
So GPS is telling them to come around through, Godfrey's end instead of
Oh,
coming
no.
up,
Oh,
West
no.
Hillside. So they're coming in that way to get to her Airbnb.
Jesse was
Is the
saying
issue.
that
Yikes.
But we put
They
signs
ended
up,
up-
hopefully that'll stop it.
Godfrey's ended up redirecting the road
Yeah, they
them
did.
from their plow. Like they plow right up to like a new private gate that they put in
Yeah, they put their own road in.
and put their own road in.
Well, they got sick of, they've been plowing those roads for years and nobody's ever
That's fair.
helped them financially with it. So they decided to put their own road in.
Yeah, I'm sure that's quite disorienting for
Yeah,
people driving.
so I was just on the phone with Amy for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
so they went and pulled out this individual that got stuck up there?
Well, what happened is the individual was stuck and then Craig came along and said it's gonna be $200 to pull you out, but you wanna bring his son home first to drop him off. And in the meantime, the people had walked down to his house and took his shovel and were shoveling out their car. And so then he came back out and they were gone and his shovel was sitting there, at least the shovel was there, but he was mad because they walked down to his house and grabbed his shovel. So that was the issue.
All right,
I mean,
Well, as
so,
long as we're on the signs, we'll get them up.
but
spring.
I think that might help. I think that's what's happening. GPS is sending them
Sending people that way.
in the wrong way,
Okay,
like it always does.
yeah. That is funny, like sometimes when I leave my house to go somewhere,
Yeah.
it says take a left, and I'm like, I should say there's nothing to the left, but like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting nowhere going that way.
Well, it's probably, it's telling you to go that way to get probably back up to 240, 118 or something.
I have no idea.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes it sends me up around Clear Murray Bridge.
Yeah.
Back down West Hill. All right.
Oh, yeah. So we'll get those signs ordered.
Okay, great. All right. Anything else?
Talk to Gab too and just
Yeah, I will let her know that.
let her
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
that's happening so
Yeah.
that she can make
When
people,
she books people, she can
yeah,
say,
she can make them
"Come in."
aware in advance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll have to try to get hold of her.
I also have to do that in the winter when people come into my house. I'm like, don't take Hill West. No matter what your GPS says,
Yeah,
don't
because
take it.
you're not gonna get, yeah.
All right. Great. If there's nothing else under Public Works, we'll move on. We have nothing under old business tonight. Although I guess old business, town meeting could have been under old business, even though it's coming up. So whatever.
Yeah,
Only other thing is just town meeting. So town meeting prep, town report is gonna go to the printers Friday. I have a draft of the state of the town letter at like 75% complete. I was hoping to get it done yesterday, but I had to do stuff for my real job. So my hope is to get that done in the next day or so, and then I can just email a copy to the board and folks can read it and get back to me with any edits or typos or.
when's it gonna,
Friday is when it goes to the printer.
oh, okay.
So if I can get it
Then
to
we'll just have to
folks.
come in and sign it.
Well, we can sign the warrant and everything. We usually don't sign the letter itself.
Oh, we don't?
Yeah, we'll just put our names at the bottom of it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so if folks wanna get back to me with just any edits or corrections on it.
Yeah,
But I think I have,
okay.
just to kind of go over it one more time, I've got,
Yeah,
I have a computer that's not functioning properly. I have a, God, come on. So I've got a section on the budget, which is what most of it is, and then, update on the infrastructure projects,
Yeah.
some random tidbits, postal update, streetlights getting changed out, website updates, thank you Emily, PSV renovation project, Liz sent me an update there. Is there anything else anybody can think of that we want to include in this letter?
Post office?
I have the post office mentioned here.
Any
Yeah.
other work that the Conservation Commission is doing down with that land?
Yeah, I don't know if they,
Are writing something specific?
because they usually put a report with
Yeah.
their budget. I'll check with Carissa.
Oh, see if they're gonna put something.
Any other updates? I'm trying to think of like things to make people aware of.
Pending repairs on like Black Falls, that's like, for the season, we have all that.
Yeah, I've got that in the budget,
Yeah,
Yeah,
just to talk about what the money's going for, what we have on track.
The power up at Regan Road, is that
Nah, I
the
mean,
people?
it's not
Yeah.
really fun.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, we don't need more, I was just, is there like, sometimes like
Yeah, I
there's
know.
glaring omissions that I'm like,
Right.
oh my god, yeah. Alright, well, I'll get that tidied up and emailed out to everybody hopefully tomorrow by the end of the day or by the evening so that folks can have a couple days to read it over and get back to me with edits.
yeah.
Info meetings, so past couple of years, we've been via Zoom, so we've held 2 info meetings prior to town meeting to talk about basically the debate portion. We're back in person this year. So we need to decide whether or not we want to have any informational meetings. In the past, we used to do these even though we had a floor meeting. No one came.
Right.
Yeah,
So my gut is it's an in-person meeting. There's gonna be discussion on the floor. I'd almost rather have all the discussion happen in one place than to have like discussion here and then discussion there.
don't we usually have a select board meeting the night before anyways? Will we?
It depends on how everything falls, but yeah, this year we will have a select
Yeah.
board meeting scheduled for the 6th, and town meeting on the 7th. We can make a decision whether or not to have the meeting on the 6th.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, the select board meeting, we could have, like, combine it with a quick informational meeting too.
Good,
I mean,
just a heads up, I'm gonna be out of the country on the 6th. But we can still
As
have
am I.
yeah,
you are too, okay.
Out of the country? Where are you going?
Puerto Rico. Oh, right, you're right, it is
Yeah.
part of the, I
Where are
mean,
you?
Not on the
territories.
continent.
Right,
I'm gonna be in Mexico,
Mexico.
yeah.
You guys gonna be back here for town meeting?
I wasn't planning on it until someone pointed out that the 7th is town meeting.
I will not be here
So,
for town meeting.
Scrambled a little
We're
bit
gonna
to
be-
change our flights.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't realize until after the flights were booked.
so if we want to, we can have a meeting on the 6th and call that the informational meeting.
that's what I'm thinking. I mean,
We're gonna do that,
yeah,
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a, part of the meeting time anyways. That would be.
Okay, then, I'll make a note.
So that's the 3 of us having a meeting?
Mhm.
Is that what I'm hearing?
And if they're like any of the past info meetings, no one will show up, except maybe Merle.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I'll let Liz know that that's what we're gonna do, so that we can kind of, warn those together. Okay.
we can,
Town report's getting put together right now by Liz and Aaron, that should be done by the end of the week. The letter will go in, and that's really it as far as prep for town meeting goes. The morning of the 7th, if folks wanna show up a little bit early, if you can, just help put up chairs and stuff.
yeah,
But other than that, we should be good to go.
Do you have
I'll make
any idea of who's?
I'll make sure the guys get the place ready.
So I have a couple people who have expressed interest in it.
And
So
what, sorry?
the moderator,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I mean, we have to elect one.
Right.
yeah,
So we don't pick it, but I do know that there's at least 2 people that have expressed interest in it. So I think we've got 1 or 2 qualified candidates. So, we'll make sure that 1 or both of them get nominated.
yeah.
So. Cool. If there's nothing else about town meeting prep, we can move on to fleet permits.
Was there any, is town meeting gonna be available via Zoom this year, I don't know.
I don't know how to set the room up in there to make it be functional in the way that it is like it is here.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because like miking it is going to be even harder. The other thing is that we didn't warn it to be hybrid as well, so the warning's already been posted,
Yeah.
so it's going to be in person.
Yeah.
I think we will have, Liz will have that like call-in, I think, thing available like we do every year, so that if somebody can't make it, they do have a way to participate remotely. It's like an ADA accessibility thing that we always do.
Oh,
But it won't be simul-streamed with Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of these days we'll get there, but we're not there yet.
yeah.
So if that's it for town meeting, we can move on to fleet permits. Mark, you want to give these a quick look?
So we have fleet permits for, I'll make a motion to approve the fleet permits for Bourne's Incorporated, Bourne's Propane, Bourne's Energy, all the same. And then
Great.
Chevalier Drilling Company Incorporated, and Goslin Water Wells Incorporated, and then RG Goslin Incorporated.
Awesome. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Great, thanks, Leanne. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great, motion carries.
You're putting the stamp on me,
Yeah, yep. All right, so with that, we're gonna go to visitors. Larry, you were here first, so feel free to chime in.
I'm trying to behave myself, not yell at anybody tonight. I have to readjust my screen because some of you look like you're eating what was the decision, really quick, what was the decision about informational meeting? Yay or nay?
So the informational meeting is gonna be held the preceding evening at what would be the regular select board meeting.
Okay, on the 6th, thank you.
Yep. Is that it for visitors? Okay, Larry's good. Amy, hi. Anything?
How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Anything for visitors tonight?
Well, I don't know if Mark mentioned it or not, but I talked to him earlier. And so we're having an issue with people, you know, we no longer plow the road here.
Yep.
And so we have an issue with people using this way to get to their Airbnb and getting stuck. So we have no problem pulling them out. Well, this particular guy tonight decided he was gonna go to Craig's house and take his shovel.
Oh, that was
And
tonight.
Craig come up, huh?
I didn't realize that it was, Mark had told us, I didn't realize that it was tonight that this had happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was earlier today, you know, probably right before dark. And, you know, Craig had talked to the guy, and he said Craig said he was an older guy, so I don't know if it's older like me and Mark, or older as an older.
Yeah.
But, and there was an older guy and 3 older ladies with him. And they were stuck by McGinnis's Hill. I know Mark and Charlie, I don't know if anybody else knows where that is. But, so Craig talked to him. He had his son with him. So Craig told me he had to drop his son off and he'd be right back. Well, he come back and they were gone, but Craig's snow shovel was in the snowbank. So he walked down to Craig's house and took his shovel. You know, it's just the idea of it.
Yeah.
Craig's already had 2 dirt bikes stolen.
Yeah,
You know, and I know people are pretty hard on Craig about asking people who's on the road up here. You know, it's no different than a neighborhood watch. So if there's a neighborhood watch and you're trying to protect everybody's stuff, you know, and you want to know who's up here because we've been ripped off several times, and it's hard to even do that. You know, Craig don't know who everybody is.
Yep.
We don't know who everybody is, but you know, if you don't know, Craig's more than likely gonna go up and stop you and ask you who you are and what your business is up here. Because, you know, I mean, we helped one guy, and I'm not kidding you, and Larry can vouch for this. We helped one guy get out of the ditch that one spent the night at Larry's camp. Luke felt so bad. But, you know, we don't know that until it's all said and done.
yeah. So I
And
think,
it's just frustrating that, you know, people follow their GPS, and I know the GPS has to say, you know, this road might be seasonally closed or something.
yep. Yeah, so,
Not only did the guy break into my house, he drank my beer.
ah,
That was the most biggest insult, huh, Larry?
So Larry brought this up at a previous meeting, and just before you hopped on, Amy, we were talking about it, and Mark is working on ordering signs now that we're gonna put up at all class 4 roads that say something to the effect of road not maintained in winter months.
Okay.
Travel at your own risk, something like that. So we'll get signage up as soon as we can to give folks from, you know, away a heads up that if they're going up these roads, they're doing so into a place that is not maintained, which hopefully will get them to turn around.
Then we'll talk to the people in
Right.
Airbnbs and say,
Yeah,
make
Yeah.
sure you let your people know that.
yeah, and we'll also reach
Yeah.
out to folks that might have Airbnbs to let them know, to let guests know.
To go there, yeah.
It's none of my business, but, well, maybe it is, I don't know. I guess I'm a taxpayer, but the signs you guys buy, are they really expensive? Mark's seen our signs, and Mark, we paid $100 a piece for those signs. Are they cheap? That's cheap for
about-
signs, isn't it?
Yeah, that's about what, yeah, that's not bad, yeah.
You know, I just don't know if you guys have to, like, particularly go through the state, or if you can
No,
go elsewhere,
we'll
just because.
Yeah,
Even
Yeah.
Amazon has.
we'll find some,
I'm not sure where Liz got some, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple different vendors we get signs from, and we can find ones that are either pre-made or we can get some made. The ones, if we have to make them ourselves, it might be more expensive, but we'll get them up.
Right, well, like ours, I can let Mark know who I got them through, but like I
Yeah.
said, they were only, and they're big.
Yeah,
And
they
were
are.
only $103 a piece,
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
so,
yeah,
but
Well,
all right,
we'll try to
I'm
get 'em up.
good, I just wanted to touch base with that.
Okay, thanks,
Thank
Amy.
you, guys,
yeah, thank you, Amy.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, if there's nothing else from visitors, which doesn't sound like there is, we are through the agenda, so if there's no other business to be conducted, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Great. Any seconds?
A second.
Great. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great, motion carries. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great evening.